They blamed me at East. Then I exposed a family secret. You ever pour your whole heart into something, thinking maybe this time, finally, people will notice, only to get completely erased from the picture? Yeah, that was me this Easter. So let me set the scene. I, 29F, come from one of those big, loud, everybody has an opinion families. Think plastic folding chairs, potato salad with raisins, and at least one person crying by the end of the night. Usually me, let's be real. My mom loves hosting. And by hosting, I mean she delegates 90% of the work to everyone else while taking credit for anything that looks good in photos. My older sister Kelly, 31F, is the golden child, the Instagram mom with 3 kids and a perfectly color-coordinated life. And then there's me, the single one. No kids, no husband, no curated Pinterest life. Just vibes. And anxiety. Anyway, this year Easter was at my parents' house again, and I was determined to be helpful. Not just helpful, essential. I offered to bring dishes. I helped prep the backyard Easter egg hunt. I even bought surprise little gift bags for all the kids, not just Kelly's, but the cousins too. I printed their names on cute tags. I tied ribbons. I stayed up till 1 a.m. getting everything just right. I don't even like kids that much, but I knew it would make everyone smile, and honestly, I kinda hoped someone would notice. Spoiler, they didn't. I got there early, like 2 hours before everyone else, apron already on. My mom was flustered and half-dressed, trying to roast lamb and answer phone calls at the same time. She basically handed me a to-do list that stretched longer than a CVS receipt. So yeah, I got to work. I chopped, stirred, baked, set up folding chairs outside, filled eggs with candy, hid them in clever little spots around the backyard. Even brought my Bluetooth speaker and made a pastel-themed playlist. Vibes immaculate. By the time people started arriving, I was already sweating through my spring sweater. Kelly showed up late, of course, with her 3 kids in matching outfits and a bottle of organic wine that she proudly announced was from a local woman-owned vineyard. Everyone cooed and clapped like she just performed open-heart surgery. No one asked who set the table. No one asked who arranged the backyard. No one asked where the freaking bunny-shaped gift bags came from. But fine. Whatever. I told myself it wasn't about recognition. It was about family, about creating memories, about the kids. So I smiled. I refilled drinks. I played with my nieces and nephews. I helped my mom salvage her overcooked carrots without making her feel bad. And when it was time for the egg hunt, I did the countdown. I cheered the loudest. I handed out the gifts. The kids were thrilled. My mom? Oh, how sweet, Kelly. Did you make those? Kelly, who hadn't touched a glue stick in a decade, smiled and said, Oh, no, I think those were from Target. I stood there, holding an empty juice box one of the kids had thrown at my feet, trying not to let my eye twitch give me away. Not one person said thank you. Not one person even noticed that I'd done half the work keeping the event from falling apart. So yeah, by the time dinner rolled around, I was already exhausted and halfway to bitter. But the real gut punch? That came later, right around dessert, when I heard my name for the first time all day. And it was for something I didn't even do. It happened so fast I almost missed it. We were all packed into the dining room, eating off those heavy plates my mom saves for holidays. My little cousin had just spilled cranberry sauce on his shirt. Kelly was doing her fake laugh thing, and I was quietly slipping into my own mind, wondering if I could sneak out after pie without anyone noticing. Then I heard it. Who moved the centerpiece? My mom's voice cut through the noise like a knife. Everyone paused. I blinked. She stood at the head of the table, arms crossed, glaring at the festive flower and egg display that was now slightly off-center and minus a candle. I spent an hour arranging that. It was perfect. Now it looks like a garage sale. Kelly chimed in. I saw my name in here earlier. Maybe she bumped it? The room tilted. My fork stopped halfway to my mouth. I hadn't touched the damn centerpiece. I'd spent the last half hour helping my aunt find an antihistamine because her kid was reacting to pollen. But suddenly, all eyes were on me. I didn't touch it, I said, trying to keep my voice even. My mom gave me the kind of look that says, You're not helping your case. You were in here earlier, Kelly repeated, smiling like she was just remembering. I was getting napkins. Maybe you bumped it, my uncle offered, not maliciously, just absent-mindedly contributing to the lynch mob. And that was it. That's all it took. No one asked what I'd actually done that day. No one mentioned the gift bags, the egg hunt, the food. Nope. I was now the one who messed up the table. The rest of dinner was weird. I tried to act normal, but the energy had shifted. They didn't say it out loud, but I could feel it. Why is she always so careless? After dessert, I went outside to get some air. Sat on the edge of the deck, staring at the grass I'd helped rake and decorate with pastel ribbons that morning. Kelly came out a few minutes later, holding a half glass of that local vineyard wine. "Hey," she said, her voice syrupy sweet. I braced myself. "You don't have to take everything so personally, you know. It was just a centerpiece." I stared at her. This woman who let everyone believe she'd brought the damn gift bags, and now this. "I didn't move it," I said again, flat. She shrugged. "Sure, but it's not a big deal. Just let it go, okay?" And then she walked back inside. Like it was that simple. Like I should be grateful she even acknowledged me. That was the moment something inside me snapped. Not loudly, not violently, just quietly, finally. And what I did next? Let's just say it made the real family drama start. So there I was, sitting on the deck, heart pounding, hands clenched in my lap, and Kelly's smug little exit echoing in my ears. Just let it go. Let it go? Let it go like the time she got credit for the birthday cake I baked from scratch? Or when she told everyone I flaked on Christmas dinner when I was actually stuck in traffic for 4 hours with a flat tire? Let it go like every time I tried to matter and got steamrolled by her perfect mom PR machine? No, not this time. So I got up, walked inside, and did something I never do. I called everyone out. "Hey," I said, loud enough to rise above the chatter. "Can I say something real quick?" Everyone turned. My mom looked annoyed. My aunt paused mid-sip. Kelly raised her eyebrows like I was a toddler about to throw a tantrum. "I just wanted to clarify," I said, my voice shaking a little but growing steadier, that I didn't move the centerpiece. "I haven't touched it all day. Actually, while you were all eating appetizers, I was outside setting up the hunt and making sure your kids didn't choke on jelly beans." Silence. "And those gift bags the kids loved? I made those. I stayed up all night working on them. I bought everything with my own money. Just figured someone should know." My mom gave a tight smile. "That's very nice, sweetie." "Nice?" I felt my stomach twist. Nice was what you say to someone who drew a finger painting, not someone who carried half the damn event. Kelly tilted her head. "We're not trying to ignore you. You're just kind of sensitive sometimes." And there it was. The classic gaslight cherry on top. I should have walked away. But instead, I turned to the kids, my nieces, nephews, cousins, and said, "Did you guys like the bags?" They all nodded. Then that's what matters. I turned and walked to the kitchen, grabbed my coat, and without another word, left. Just walked out. Didn't stay for cleanup. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't wait for someone to stop me, because deep down I knew they wouldn't. No one followed me to the door. No one called after me. And you know what? It hurt like hell. But also, it felt freeing. Like I'd finally stopped begging for scraps at a table that was never set for me in the first place. I got in my car, sat in the driveway for a full 5 minutes just breathing. Then my phone buzzed. A text from my mom. "You didn't need to make a scene. Very embarrassing. We'll talk later." I stared at it, my jaw actually dropping. I didn't respond. Instead, I drove home, made a grilled cheese, and watched a trashy reality show while wearing pajamas and zero makeup. And for the first time that day, I smiled. But the next morning? That's when things went from awkward to nuclear. Because I woke up to a family group chat that I never asked to be part of exploding. And at the center of the drama was me. Waking up to a group chat full of passive-aggressive fireworks is not how I planned to start my Monday. But there it was. 67 unread messages. All from the same family chat thread I didn't even realize I was still in. And it started off tame enough. And Bev, well, I think, my name, just had a little too much wine yesterday, lol. Uncle Jerry. Kids love the hunt, though. Thanks to whoever did that. Then it got worse. Kelly, it just felt a little dramatic to walk out like that. We were all trying to have a nice day. Mom, we've talked about this before. These outbursts are exhausting. Outbursts? I literally made 2 calm statements, grabbed my coat, and left. But sure, let's call it a meltdown. Then my cousin Rachel, who wasn't even at Easter, jumped in with, "Rachel, honestly, this isn't the first time my name made a holiday uncomfortable. I remember Thanksgiving 2021. At that point, I had to reread everything just to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. It was a dog pile, a full-on digital roast. And not one person, not a single person, said, 'Hey, she planned most of the day. Maybe we should chill.' I didn't reply. I left the chat instead. Blocked it. Deleted it. Felt my hands shaking from pure adrenaline. Because let me be clear, this wasn't just about the centerpiece. This was about years. Years of showing up, helping out, biting my tongue, letting the golden child shine while I played support staff. And the moment I asked for a shred of acknowledgement, I was the ungrateful one, the selfish one, the problem. But here's the twist. I didn't cry this time. I sat there on the edge of my bed, back straight, chest tight, and I felt something shift. A calm rage. A tired, clean kind of clarity. I grabbed my laptop and started typing. An email. To my mom, Kelly, the aunts, uncles, and yes, even Rachel. It read, "Since I've apparently been assigned the role of emotionally unstable holiday ruiner, I just wanted to clarify a few things. Yes, I left. Because I was tired of being invisible. Yes, I spoke up. Because I was tired of being erased. No, I don't think asking for basic appreciation makes me dramatic. And no, I will not be attending any more family events where I'm treated like a nuisance instead of a person. Best of luck with future Easters. I hope the jelly beans hide themselves." Then I clicked send. I didn't even reread it. Just sent it, shut my laptop, and went for a long walk. It was weird how good it felt. Like I was finally taking the knife out of my own back instead of waiting for someone to apologize for putting it there. That afternoon, I got one response. Just one. From my dad. "I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Call me if you want." Short, but real. And that meant more than all the fake, sweetie smiles I'd been fed for years. I didn't call him. Not yet. I needed space. And space is what I gave myself. I muted my phone, went to a movie by myself, ordered overpriced sushi, took a bubble bath while blasting 2000s pop punk. I didn't feel bitter. I felt free. And for the first time since Easter, I actually laughed. Not politely. Not to fill space. A real, from-the-gut laugh that left me in tears. But later that night, something unexpected happened. A new email. From someone I hadn't heard from in years. Not Kelly. Not Mom. Not even Rachel. It was from my cousin Erica. The one who moved to Oregon, who'd stopped coming to family events years ago without much explanation. Her subject line just said, "I saw your email. You're not crazy." And what she wrote inside. Let's just say, it changed everything I thought I knew about our perfect little family. Erica's email was short, but it hit harder than anything my family had thrown at me all week. "I know exactly how you feel. That's why I left. If you ever want the full story, call me. Just be ready to see them differently." I stared at my screen, heart pounding. What did she mean? See them differently how? My brain raced through every possibility, most of them way more dramatic than reality probably deserved. Or so I thought. After 20 minutes of pacing around my apartment, I grabbed my phone and called her. She picked up on the first ring. "Hey," she said, voice soft but steady. "Hey," I croaked back. There was a beat of silence, then she laughed bitterly. "I was wondering how long it would take you to get fed up." "What happened?" I asked. "Why did you really leave?" Erica let out a breath. "Short version," she said. "They scapegoated me the same way they're scapegoating you now." And then she started telling me everything. Apparently, years ago, when Erica was fresh out of college and still figuring out her life, there had been some drama. Money had gone missing after a family event. A few $100s supposedly lost from a fundraiser Mom organized. No one said it outright, but all the suspicious glances went her way. The whispered comments. The cold shoulders. Even when she swore up and down she had nothing to do with it, they made her feel like a thief. Like trash. Like an embarrassment. "I didn't steal anything," she said, voice cracking a little. But once they decided I was the problem, it didn't matter. She said she spent months trying to make it right, to prove herself, to earn back their trust she should never have lost in the first place. And when she realized nothing would ever be enough, she packed up her life and moved across the country. "It was the best thing I ever did," Erica said. But God, it hurt. I sat there, stunned, because everything she said, it echoed exactly what I'd felt my whole life but never had the words for. Always the scapegoat. Always the outsider. Always the easy target when the family needed a villain to distract from their own mess. We talked for over 2 hours. About the tiny slights. The double standards. The way love in our family always felt conditional, like a prize you had to win instead of something given freely. By the end of the call, I wasn't just angry. I was grieving. Grieving the family I thought I had. Grieving the idea that if I just worked hard enough, was good enough, helpful enough, I could earn my place. I couldn't. I never could. And that realization broke something open in me, but in the best way possible. It made me realize that walking away wasn't giving up. It was choosing myself for the first time in my life. After I hung up with Erica, I sat in the dark, staring out the window, feeling something new stirring inside me. Not rage, not sadness, something stronger. Resolve. And that's when I decided. I wasn't just going to fade quietly out of their narrative. I was going to rewrite my own. I drafted another email. This one was just for me. I didn't send it. It said, "I'm not sorry for standing up for myself. I'm not sorry for refusing to shrink. I'm not sorry for walking away. I'm done apologizing for existing." I saved it to my drafts folder. Maybe one day I'd send it. Maybe I wouldn't. But just writing it felt like slicing the last chain off my soul. The next morning, I woke up lighter than I had in years. And when I finally checked my phone, expecting more drama, there was a new message. From Kelly. One line. "Hope you're happy with yourself." I stared at it for a second. Then I laughed. Because for the first time ever, I really, truly was. But just when I thought it was over, just when I thought I could finally move on. A secret about the missing fundraiser money surfaced, and it blew everything apart. It started with a DM. From Erica again. "Check your email. Sent you something." Curious, I opened it immediately. Attached was a blurry photo of an old receipt. The subject line simply read, "Proof." I zoomed in, squinting at the faded ink. And there it was, plain as day. Kelly's name. Kelly's signature. On a bank withdrawal slip dated the day after the infamous fundraiser. Withdrawal amount? Almost the exact amount that had gone missing. I sat back, heart racing. Kelly had taken the money. All those whispered accusations, all those side eyes at Erica, they were aimed at the wrong person the whole damn time. My stomach turned over. It made so much sense now, why Erica had been shoved out, why no one had wanted to dig too deep. They needed a scapegoat. They picked the easiest target. And the golden child? She stayed untouchable. I wanted to scream, cry, punch a wall. Instead, I stared at that receipt for a long, long time, feeling something inside me calcify. I wasn't just angry anymore. I was done. Done playing nice. Done swallowing my own hurt so everyone else could stay comfortable. I forwarded the photo to my dad, the only person who'd reached out with anything close to compassion. 2 hours later, he called. I had no idea, he said, voice low. "I'm so sorry. We talked for a long time. We talked about how loyalty had become blindness, how silence had fed into so many wrongs. And somewhere in that conversation, I realized I wasn't crazy for feeling like the outsider all these years. They'd made me the outsider on purpose. Because once you question the narrative, you become dangerous." Later that evening, the family group chat, the one I'd left, exploded again. Apparently, Dad had confronted Mom about the receipt. Mom, in classic fashion, claimed it was all a misunderstanding. Kelly, of course, said she couldn't remember withdrawing the money. And a few of the cousins started asking uncomfortable questions. For the first time ever, the shiny family facade was cracking. I watched it all unfold from a distance, sipping tea on my couch, Max snuggled against my side. There was no fire burning inside me anymore. Just a strange, quiet satisfaction. I wasn't part of their circus anymore. They could tear each other apart if they wanted. I was out. But right when I thought the drama had reached its peak, Mom showed up at my door, unannounced, face tight, eyes brimming with something dangerously close to desperation. And the first words out of her mouth? They flipped everything I thought I knew again. She didn't say hello, didn't ask if she could come in. She just stood in the doorway and said, it wasn't Kelly's idea. I blinked. What? The money, she continued. The fundraiser money. It wasn't her idea to take it. It was mine. My stomach dropped. For a second, I just stood there, the weight of her words pressing into my chest like a cinder block. "You're joking," I finally said, even though I already knew she wasn't. She shook her head. "I told her to do it. We were behind on bills. Your father didn't know." I was embarrassed, okay? The fundraiser money was supposed to help with the church renovation, but she trailed off, eyes darting to the ground. I thought I'd replace it before anyone noticed. "So you let Erica take the fall?" I said, voice flat. She was already flaking out on things, Mom snapped, like that somehow made it make sense. She'd been distant, unreliable. She was 22. I shouted. She was trying to survive in a family that treated her like dirt the second she didn't fall in line. Mom flinched, but didn't look up. "You let her get destroyed. You let the whole family shame her. For your mistake." Her voice was barely a whisper. I thought it would blow over. I actually laughed, bitter and raw. You thought you could lie your way through it and everyone would just forget? She finally looked up at me, and for the first time in a long time, I saw fear in her eyes. Not fear of being caught. Fear of being truly, deeply alone. I didn't come here for forgiveness, she said, quietly. I came here because I thought you should know before the rest of them start turning on her. I folded my arms. What do you mean? The chat's getting uglier. People are defending Kelly now. They think Erica faked the receipt. They're starting to say things. What kind of things? That she forged the slip. That you two planned this. That this is all about attention. I stared at her, rage bubbling up again. You mean they're doing what they always do? Protecting the myth and sacrificing the truth? She nodded, reluctantly. So what? You're trying to get ahead of it now? I'm trying to stop more damage. I know I can't fix what I did, but maybe I can at least keep them from ruining her again. I didn't know what to say. I didn't trust her. Not even a little. But something about her being there, shaking, confessing, unraveling right in front of me, it cracked something in me open. Not forgiveness. Not even sympathy. Just understanding. Broken people make broken choices. And broken families cover them up. I need you to tell them, I said. Publicly. In the group chat. Admit what you did. Her face went pale. I can't. You can. She looked like I'd asked her to walk through fire. I'll think about it, she said finally. I stepped back, keeping my voice calm. If you don't, I will. She opened her mouth like she wanted to argue, then closed it, nodded once, and left. The second the door clicked shut, I sat down and exhaled like I'd been holding my breath for hours. This wasn't just about Easter anymore. It was about a whole legacy of rot that had been hidden under pretty family dinners and matching outfits and silent agreements to protect the liars. I texted Erica. She came clean. To me. Not them. Yet. Erica's reply came fast. She won't. She never does. I didn't know what would happen next. Whether Mom would follow through. Whether the rest of the family would finally see the truth or just dig deeper into their denial. But I knew this. I wasn't going to sit by and let them rewrite the story again. Because what came next was going to change everything. She didn't tell them. Of course she didn't. 3 days went by. Radio silence. No message in the group chat. No confession. Nothing. Meanwhile, the smear campaign picked up speed. Someone in the family, I suspect Kelly, started posting cryptic statuses on Facebook about betrayal, jealousy, and fake people playing victim. The implication was clear. So I did what I said I would. I posted everything. I screenshotted the receipt. I included the timeline Erica and I pieced together. I attached Mom's exact words from her visit. I posted it publicly, tagging no one, but leaving nothing ambiguous. And then I logged off. Let the truth speak for itself. The fallout was nuclear. Within an hour, my phone was lighting up with texts, missed calls, voicemails I didn't bother listening to. Half the family was furious. The other half? Shocked. Silent. But one message stood out. It was from Erica. Thank you. For not letting them bury me twice. That was all I needed. I didn't respond to the rest. I didn't owe them explanations. I owed myself peace. And I finally had it. I spent that weekend building something new literally. I took an old bookshelf I found on the curb and transformed it into a bench for my entryway. Scraped it, painted it, carved a tiny message into the bottom. I know who I am now. Because I do. I'm not the quiet helper. I'm not the scapegoat. I'm not the one who stays silent so others can stay comfortable. I'm the one who finally said it out loud. And no matter how messy that got, I'd do it again tomorrow. Easter will come around next year. And maybe the year after. But me? I won't be there. Because I don't need a seat at that table anymore. I built my own. And damn, it's a hell of a lot sturdier.